middle school signing day. And y'all, I am just totally tickled, excited. First of all, we want to thank Miss Brown and Miss Sellers. We can't do that, and the whole staff down here at Manchester Middle School. They understand the importance of athletics. They understand that not everybody wakes up every morning to be excited to go to math class or be excited to go to social studies class. And I was that kid. I was that kid Miss Brown taught me in school. I was not that kid that I didn't wake up every morning and get excited about math. My wife, she does, but not me. Athletics is what drove me to get up and excited me. I knew that I had to pass my grades and get my schoolwork so that I could go play in the afternoons. And that's one thing, we're trying to create those opportunities for these young men, and we're very, very excited about doing that. So thank you, Ms. Brown. Thank you, Ms. Sellers. Ms. Lane, our superintendent, is not here today. She is at a meeting in Greenville. But she was so excited about this and sorry that she couldn't be here. Dr. Lair, our high school principal, is in the back. He is pro athletics as well. He understands that a lot of times that drives the culture of your school. On the flip side of that, we get a lot of responsibility with that. When Ms. Brown and Dr. Lair allow us to do things like this, we got to do it right. And that means walking these hallways on a daily basis. That means getting our grades, getting the education, treating these teachers with respect. And those are really things that we're trying to preach as character out on that football field. And if you don't do those things, these young men will tell you, you will not play at Manchester High School any longer. That's just where we're going to run things. It's about being responsible. I got two rules. Two rules on Manchester High School football team. That is, number one, be on time. If you're not on time, it's one of two things. Either you don't think what I'm telling you is important, or we can't trust you, you're not responsible. So be on time. And the other thing is do right. Just do right. That's it. Just do right. Do right. Treat people with respect. Remember, somebody's watching you at all times, and so out in the community, in the classroom, just do right. Okay? We have another rule for it on the football team. It's what we call a no-T rule. And I'll let you figure out what a T means, but it's treating everybody with respect. Okay? So again, I want to thank Ms. Sellers, Ms. Brown, Dr. Laird for being in attendance today. I also want to thank Ms. Malia. Ms. Malia, where are you? Oh, so awesome. Ms. Malia, where so are y'all? It is this coaching staff that is up here, and I want to introduce every one of them. It is these parents that allow me to do what I do. All right, I'm just the CEO of this thing, and I just throw some ideas on paper. But it is these hard-working coaches and these parents. I see Mr. Jimmy Dyer, Mr. Lamar Oglesby, Mr. Johnny Craven, Mr. Randy Bishop, Mr. Randy Gibson. All these people are active members of our touchdown club. Right now they're in a Boston Bud Seal. They meet every Monday night. I can't do it without them. Miss Nicole Starger right here. I left her off, and I didn't mean to leave her off because I think she sold like 150 Boston Buds for me this week.
Miss Kendra.
Miss Nicole Kendra. There you go. There you go. And so I just want to thank all of them. Thank y'all so very much. Y'all work hard. A lot of times y'all put in a lot of hours that go far and beyond what we ask y'all to do. We really appreciate that. We've had a good spring so far, y'all. We've had a really, really good spring. We've got 15 young men that are signed today to join the Manchester High School football program, hopefully for the next 4 years. We've got a nice little contract here for them. Let me just give you a rundown of the spring. One thing that I thought that needed to be changed when I got to Manchester High School was our JV program. We've hired a new JV coach, and I'm going to introduce him in just a minute. He is the head JV coach. His emphasis is on the JV program. One of the big things that we did is we put our JV guys in white jerseys this spring. That way they felt comfortable coming out there and not thinking they were going to have to hit an 18-year-old. And I felt like that went pretty well. I felt like that eased their anxiety a little bit. It helped us coaches stay organized and that kind of stuff. So that was really a big plus. So that was one thing that we've got to make sure we build that bridge. For some reason, we started losing kids that transition from the 8th grade to the 9th grade, and we want to do everything we can to try to get every player that plays for Coach Sanders as an 8th grader to that high school level. And so this is a big step in that direction today. Let me introduce who I have up here with me today. I have Coach John Sanders, and y'all, Coach Sanders, he gives hours and hours and hours of his time. He's really undermanned at the middle school level as far as staff is concerned. Coach Randy Gibson, he helps him down there, and I think we had 53 kids for next year's football team come out for football in the spring. We did a 2-week spring practice with them. But this is really his big idea today. His idea was this signing day, and it was really a blessing that he's on our staff and can help put some ideas on the table and really put in hours. I think everybody will agree he cares about kids, and that's the number one thing. When I was hiring a football staff, that's what I did for about 2 months. The first 2 months I was on the job, I want to hire people that cared about kids. And we have 10 varsity coaches. Right now we have 2 middle school coaches. Dr. Lair has been great, letting me bring in 6 new coaches. And that's just unheard of in these days, being able to bring in people and finding jobs for them in the school. Above all things, number one, they're great teachers. Great teachers. I didn't want to hire a football coach if you can't teach. And if you can't teach, you can't coach. It works hand in hand. And so he's hired some great teachers over there that are also football coaches, just like these students are student athletes. They're not athletes first, they're student athletes. And they think I'm playing about that, but over the course of the next 4 years, they'll realize I mean business about that, okay? So that's Coach John Sanders. Coach Stephen Holmes, he's coming to us from Upson Lee High School. He is our new defensive coordinator and our assistant head coach. And y'all will meet and be able to greet them a little bit more tomorrow night at our parent dinner at 6 o'clock. I have our chaplain here, Coach Sean Marion. He is our team chaplain. He is just like a coach. I am real good about delegating responsibility. And so his responsibility is to nurture our spiritual side. For any kid that wants that nurturing, he's available. We do staff prayer meetings once a week with Dr. Laird and his staff at Manchester High School on Fridays. Every day before we go on the practice field, our coaches have a prayer time before we go down on the field. Every day our team has prayer before they go on the field. We also have a devotion at the end of practice. And speaking of practices, our practices run, we're getting off the field now about 5:30. It's just fast-paced, and so we can nurture some other sides, some spiritual side, some academic side. If I was letting them off the field at 7 o'clock, I'd feel bad keep them for the extra 30, 45 minutes to do those things. So we're going to get off the field. We're going to be off the field at 5:30, 6 o'clock every day, but we're going to do some spiritual things when they are willing. You know, that's not a mandatory thing. I want to make that clear. A lot of things we run through our FCA, our Fellowship of Christian Athletes. But also the academic side of it. All right, we'll make sure in the fall we have study hall, we have SAT, ACT prep stuff in our computer labs. Those things will be non-negotiables in our program. And so he does the big side of that. Coach Chess Owens, he was a grad assistant at Georgia Southern for a year, and he is now back with us teaching at Manchester High School, thanks to Dr. Larry again. He is our head JV coach. His number 1 job above all things is to take care of your babies. That's his number 1 job. He also is an assistant coach at the varsity level with linebackers and running backs, but he is the JV guy. He is your go-to man. If you need anything, you can call me, but if you can't get me, that's the guy. And his job is to make sure we keep these numbers and nurture that at the high school level. I have Coach Buck Prather down on the end. Coach Prather is a holdover from Coach Oglesby's staff. He and I work well together, and I knew when I got the job, he was one of the first people that I hired. Matter of fact, I think he is the first person I hired. Sat him down, had his informal interview because I knew he was going to be on staff with us. He's in the community. You see him up at the rec department all the time. He knows what's going on in the community. If I have a kid that I'm wondering where that kid is, whether that kid involved in good or bad, Coach Prather's my ears. He tells me, hey, this kid is hanging out where he should be hanging out. And then we're able to address it right off the get-go. So I'm very thankful to have them. Would y'all give them a round of applause? Cannot and would not be able to do it without them, okay? Right now, coaches, if y'all will stand up, I'm going to ask y'all to pass these around. Anybody in attendance? These are calendars, and I'm a real detailed-oriented person. I like people to know exactly what's coming. They're going to pass you out a calendar if you want one. Just raise your hand, they'll drop you one off. This is our schedule from now until the end of November. Okay? It tells you all the practice days, including like Labor Day. That's a big question. Labor Day. I have 15 of those. If you don't get one today, I will have 30 or 40 of them tomorrow night at our parent meeting, our parent meeting. So this is scheduled from now until November. It gives you a good rundown of our weight training, how we're going to run things in the summertime. Weights are going to be 4 days a week. 4 days a week in the summertime, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. If your son has a job in the morning, I will work with them. I will take care of them. Does that might mean that weight room door is open at 5:30 a.m.? That's the way it is. Weights are non-negotiable. Weights, that's not an option. I played college baseball for 2 years, junior college baseball. The biggest eye-opener to me when I walked in the door is they said, you will lift weights, and you will lift weights on game day. Like, what? On game day? Are you kidding? That's going to mess up my throwing. And I know the basketball players, that messes up my shot. And it was said to me at that time, back at that time, it was Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire. They said, listen, Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire are going to play 162 games this year. Look at Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire. Can you tell me they're not lifting weights? Because they were all buffed up, they lifted weights. And he said, well, if they take 162 days out of the year off, when are they going to lift weights? Because they play every day. It's just a different type of training when you're on game day and that kind of stuff. Same thing with basketball players. I can tell you this, LeBron James, I guarantee you, what I'm saying, he does every day. Every day. And he doesn't have anything wrong with his shot. The problem is your body, the deal is your body gets used to it, and you also got to know what you're doing. You know, you don't want a coach in there maximum out on game day and doing different things. We have hired 2 great people, Mr. Stephen Holmes. It is a strength guy coming from us. I've also hired some other people. One guy who's not here today, his name is Michael Underwood. He is coming from Carver High School in Columbus. Carver is a well-known program in Columbus. My buddy Dale McGee was the head coach there for several years. He's now moved on to Auburn University. And he called me and said, look, you need to hire this guy. And thanks to Dr. Laird, he's going to teach math at the high school. He's a great teacher, but he's a speed trainer. That's what he does. So we know the ins and outs of that, but lifting weights is non-negotiable. I turned 4 kids, and I don't turn kids away. I turned 4 varsity kids away this year because I begged them and begged them and begged them. They did not have a weight training class to come after school and lift weights, and they did not. And they showed up first day to get quit. I said, thank you, but we'll see you later. You know, if you make all your summer workouts, then we'll talk. All right, but that's a non-negotiable. Number one, you don't want your child going out there and being inferior to anybody lining up in front of him. Mm-hmm. With these summer workouts, there are 27 workouts on that schedule. I give you 2 weeks off at the end of school. You have 2 weeks off. So I think it is right after Memorial Day when we get started in the weight room. You have 27 workouts. I give you the whole month, the whole week of July 4th off. That's all. Go on vacation. Do what you got to do. Also give you another week. Anytime you want to take it. You made 23 out of 27 workouts. Here's the deal, y'all. If they do not make these workouts, I'm preaching to y'all too, it is too dangerous for me to put your child in the field in August when it's 105 degrees. It's too dangerous. It's dangerous. It is not like it used to be. When they come to workouts in the summer, we'll lift weights without air conditioning. And then we'll also work out outside in the humidity. So that way I'm prepping them and getting them ready to put those helmets and shoulder pads on all. If that kid misses all summer workouts and shows up the first day of practice, we're putting that child in the pitch. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put him on the field. Not going to do it. I can't do it. Now I can't lay my head down at night thinking, this kid is totally out of shape. Yeah, he's been working all summer. He hadn't been conditioned. He hadn't been he's been doing it at home. I don't know that. In my conscience, I'm not going to put a kid on the field like that. So this is mandatory. I will work with you, Bill, bend over backwards. We got to lift at midnight. That's fine. We'll do it. But we got to get that in. That is just conditioning as much as it is weight training, and it's the healthiest way to go. Okay? So if y'all have any questions about that, I'll be glad to stick around and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Hey, Mr. Johnson, how are you? Thank you for coming.
Sorry, late.
No, you were absolutely fine.
Thank the Greenville Police Department.
Thank you. So, that's kind of what we've got going on. Let me say this, tomorrow night is a big night for us. Let me explain to you how tomorrow night's going to go. It's 6 o'clock tomorrow night in the Manchester High School lunchroom. We'll have a parent/booster, everybody in this room is more than welcome, dinner. It'll be catered by Fox Pieces. We pasta and everything. It's totally free. Don't have to pay a dime. Okay? Blue light tickets are $2. That's helping us pay bills. We'll have a dinner in there. We'll go over a lot of this calendar stuff. We'll talk about practices. We'll talk about recruiting. We'll talk about a whole lot of different subjects. Okay, that'll be at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. The game will actually kick off at 7:30 tomorrow night. The way the game will go, we'll play 4 quarters. Okay, we'll have the first quarter will be varsity, blue versus white. The second quarter will be all JV. All right, the third quarter will be varsity, blue versus white again. and the fourth quarter will be blue versus white. So they'll play one whole quarter against themselves, okay? We just don't have enough depth for them to go forward. But one or two or three of those guys may get in on that varsity action a little bit, so mamas, relax a little bit, it'll be okay, it'll be fine. We don't put them out there till they're prepared. If we felt like it was any kind of risk whatsoever, we would not do it, okay? But I think we'll have fun. Tyler jumped out at me. Tyler was supposed to go to baseball practice yesterday. I was going to let him go early. And Tyler said, no, I got me a spot. I'm staying. And so I appreciate his dedication, but we're not going to put them out there until they're ready. But tonight's a big night. Tomorrow night's a big night. I think it'll be a whole lot of fun. I'm going to introduce the coach staff in depth tomorrow night. And I'll be around afterwards to answer any questions, make y'all feel comfortable. This is not about me. This has been my dream job all my life. I played here. I knew from the time I was probably 14, 13, maybe even younger than that. I knew I wanted to be a Blue Devil. I knew I wanted to be the head coach at Manchester High School. I thank Coach O for being loyal to me and taking care of me for my hard work. And he saw something in me he thought was worthy of hiring as an assistant coach. I played quarterback for him. He had me straight out of college. I left him, went on to try to do some better things that I thought, or try to, grow as a coach with Coach Jerry Williams in Greenville. I went to Shaw High School after that, and then Coach O hired me back in Manchester. I've been back for 7 years, and just very, very indebted to him. I can tell y'all this. People are excited in Manchester because there's a new change, and we've only had 3 head coaches in 35 years. But history will be great, Coach O. And Coach O, the farther he gets away from the game, he's a winners coach in Manchester High School history. He's been here a total of 27 years as a player and a coach. He's the only coach to win a state championship in Manchester. He won numerous region championships. History will be good to Coach O. And I want y'all to understand that this is not about me doing it in a better way. This is about me continuing the tradition of Manchester football. And I'm very indebted to him. I'm going to make that clear to everybody who listens, okay? All right, well, we about to get started. All right, and here's what we're going to do. Coaches, if y'all will kind of slide over and just get the stage for these young men. How many chairs do we have here, guys? We got, let's do 5 at a time. Let's get 5. Let's pick 5 young men up here. It's okay for us to take 5 shots to get that on the newspaper. John, is that good? What I'm going to do is I'm going to call 5 young men out here. When I call those 5 young men, I've got some contracts for them to sign. If y'all feel like you don't want to sign those contracts, that's okay. You can walk out the door anytime you get in. I've got some hats for these young men. John, if you're going to put the hats in front of 5 chairs, and the parents, when I call them out, if you want to come join them up here in the front, we'll get that picture, and hopefully Mr. Johnny gets in the newspaper and gets a lot of love. I want to read to you what this contract says. And these contracts look something like this. Okay? And here's what it says. It says, I, as a blank, you decide to sign the print your name, first name, okay? I, blank, by signing this contract, commit to being part of the Manchester football program for the next 4 years. I understand, by signing this contract, I am held to a higher standard than a college student. With this commitment, I understand that I must attend all practices, workouts, and football-related events. I understand that I must excel in the classroom, in the community, and in the hallways of Manchester High School. I must carry myself as a gentleman and strive to be the best student, player, and man that I can be. I understand that it is my coach's job to push me, to discipline me, and to love me as they try to help me reach my full potential. By signing this contract, I am officially part of the Manchester football family. Okay? So I'm going to call out 5 young, very excited young men, I hope. And let's get these first 5 up here. All right, let's go with Marquise Martin, Debo. Take your seat at one of those, and I'll pass out and let Coach Sanders put these in front of you. Let's get Darius Ford. Now we come on up. Mr. Alec Gooch, come on up. All right, Mr. Zach Phillips, come on up now. And Mr. Devontae Ferguson, come on up. These young men are here. If y'all would come stand behind them, Coach Sanders, Coach Gibson, the middle school coaches, y'all can fill in behind them as well. Coach Holmes, y'all can fill in, let the parents get close, and we'll kind of fill pull up the rear. Y'all grab a pen. Does everybody have a pen? If not, I have one for you. And let me ask you this, Johnny. When we do this, do you want them to put their hats on? No? Okay. All right, y'all stand there. Coaches, let's fill in. Right here. Let these parents get in. We don't want to push them. Don't they look nice and dumb? Don't they look nice and brown? You like come on up. No, come on up. Dr. Blair, would you join us too? Because this is a transition from middle school to high school. This squeeze them in.
Transition photo for us. We'll need that.
Y'all slide. Can you fit everybody in right here, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All three. 1, 2, 3.
Y'all move, guys. Stay put. Y'all give a big spot. Y'all look up. Look up at the camera.
1, 2, 3. Sometimes it doesn't like the light in this thing. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Y'all smile big, guys.
I wish I had something. Block some of that light.
Good. All right, guys. Y'all go ahead. If you feel comfortable, print your first name on that top line. If you will sign it, date the bottom line. Yeah, 5. All right, I skipped over somebody, so y'all tell me who got left off. Let's go, Mr. Colin Elliott. Terry Straw, come on up, bud. Wait to get started, come on up, big Straw. We're taking this Campbell. Come on up, Mr. Campbell. All right. Y'all come on back in, because this is another photo shoot. And any parents, y'all come on up and get behind that crowd. So shake your tail. You're all ready. You got a good picture.
He want a picture to look better.
Oh, yeah. Were you leaving anybody out? Parents, everybody good? Ms. Brown? Tyler Jordan, come on up. Come on up. I still don't know why I asked you, who is it? Trey Young? Trey, I missed you in that first group. Come on up, Trey Young. Running back's got to be last.
He wondered what he did.
Running back's got to be last. That's the way it rolls. All right, if you have any parents, y'all want to step in? All right, guys, y'all can grab your pen and just kind of look like you signed. Don't sign it yet. Grab your pen. We're going to look up at the camera. Y'all squeeze in tight, look short. One more shot, Ms. Brown. Good deal. All right, man. Y'all look into the camera and smile good, okay? Hopefully this makes the front page somewhere.
Look at Mr. Johnny's camera.
Good. All right, guys, y'all put your hat on. Go ahead and sign. And we'll put your hats on so you sign. Press your name and sign. If not, it is my hope that we have people signing an academic scholarship to go to college, to pay for college tuition, that kind of thing. Because football and sports, athletics teaches you about life, but there comes an end for everybody. I don't care who you are, there comes a time when you can't play anymore. And you got to have that education to back that up, okay? That's going to be real important to us. I want to thank Sideline Sports, and Mike Brennan donated those hats. Mr. John, if we can get a shout out in the paper about that, wherever he went. Is it gone? Oh, there it is, okay. John, if we get a shout out about those hats, those are donated. Didn't cost us a penny, so we really do appreciate that, okay? Mr. John is going to want to get a shot of all the guys, but let me just go and tell you so we can kind of roll with it. Back here in the back, we have some drinks. We have 2 cakes back there. Miss Malia, where are you? That's my right-hand girl right there. And so we can get these pictures. Hope to see everybody tomorrow night. As far as we're concerned, we're adjourned. But guys, let's come up here and get some pictures, okay? Thank y'all so much for coming. Mr. Gibson wants to say something.
I just wanted to thank everyone for their help that was involved. I especially want to thank Mr. David Williams. He helped do the banner and setting up everything for us. So I want to make sure I recognize him. Thank y'all for coming out.
Thank y'all so much.